Think about those acceleration drills. Send it away. Send it. Every stroke. Accelerate. Go.
Lengthen it out some. Don't lose the swing. Swing together. There you go. Make sure you're not reaching at the catch.
From here, the shoulders look like you're swinging together. That's good. Your catches are good. Nice job on blade work.
One great aspect about the sport that I like, and you really just have to be out here to feel it. You know, here's a bunch of people propelling their boat quickly through the water. You know, we have a motor, but when we're not out here, it's nice and quiet. It's all human powered. On a pretty morning like this morning, the water's flat, the birds are out. There's that part of it too that really makes it special.
Sit up tall if you can, Herman. Sit up tall. Don't reach for more.
Together. Swing. That's it.
That's better.
Swing together.
Practice about 3 times a week, usually just one time during the school week and another 2 times on the weekends. Today is the weekend practice, and it's the early one. It's at 5. The ones on the weekends are later. They're either at 6 or 8 in the morning, and 8's not too bad. 6 is still a little early for me, but so right now we're heading to Clear Lake, which is about a 35-minute drive. Some on the weekends, well, especially last semester when we had Carl and Andy, who had radar detectors. The drive to practice was just a big race, and you get people driving off in the shoulder just to pass some cars and get ahead. But this semester is a lot more calm, I guess. I drive a minivan, so I don't do a whole lot of crazy things. We say we go to Clear Lake, but we actually practice on Mud Lake, which is it's kind of a smaller inlet off of Clear Lake.
Good. Are you ready? Attention! Row!
2, 3, 4, 5. Swing 5. 1, 2, 3. Settle in 2. 1.
Well,
Two,
in rowing, everybody faces the rear of the boat, at the stern of the boat. So the person in the rear is actually the first rower. He's the one everyone follows. We call that stroke seat. It sets the stroke rate. The coxswain just steers, gives visual clues where we are in the race, where the other competitors are in relationship to us, and generally has the strategy, and in conjunction with the stroke rower, tells everybody else what to do. Bring the pressure up, bring the rate up, settle down, take it easy, those sorts of things. The other end of the boat, we call that person bow, because they're in the bow of the boat.
Okay.
And their job really is just to row the best technique they can, because they have more effect on the set or the tippiness of the boat. That's why you want to have a person with good technique up there.
It's the same way at the start. Like, we were talking about the sprint. It's just like we bumped the rating up, but then it doesn't go any faster. The boat speed doesn't move.
Well, I think you guys are talking about the symptoms, and we need to figure out what the problem or the cause of that is. No drills come to mind off the top of my head right now, but you're right. The guys bringing the rate up, but the boat speed's not coming up proportionally with it. I know I'm supposed to have all these great drills to do and figure out how to fix that, but we just got to figure out what the symptoms are and together figure out what the cause of that is.
Our crew only gets a couple days a week to go out on the water because it's so far away from us. There aren't any lakes really near to Houston. So we go out to Clear Lake basically 3 to 4 times a week. But I mean, it's like almost a 4-hour trip like every time we go out there. So it's for us, it's a lot more profitable to try and get some time conditioning on land than it is to go out every single day to the water. So the kind of land conditioning we do, like erging and lifting and stuff like that, what it is it's an approximation of rowing, but some of it is just conditioning, just so that you can be a lot stronger than you would be naturally if you just like developed your muscles doing rowing.
When you're lifting weights and stuff, your muscles are burning, but you're not really getting as out of breath, or it's not like, I don't know, it's not like charging around running stairs and stuff, which is kind of what erging is. It makes your legs burn, it makes your arms hurt, it makes your back really tired. The erg is an aerobic fitness machine. It's pretty similar to actually rowing in a boat on the lake. You have a handle and you have a seat that slides back and forth. You have a monitor that monitors how fast you're pulling your splits. It gives you your splits per 500 meters, and it records how many strokes you're taking per minute, so you can work on different rates and rate changes with your teammates. We have a couple of ergs in a row so that we can work on really staying together. We have a mirror next to the ergs to work on our fitness, to work on our technique, to make sure that we're pulling properly on the erg.
We don't have as much funding as other clubs, so we don't have as many boats. We also didn't used to have an erg room, which is what most crews have. They have 4 or 8 ergs set up in a row so that a crew can erg together. And by doing that, it's really good for technique, because a coach can stand anywhere, obviously, and help the crew get together, get the catches and finishes together. We always had a shortage of ergs, and even when people wanted to work out, a lot of times they'd get sent home because we just didn't have enough room in the gym for everybody to erg. So I asked the athletic department about getting this room, which used to store junk like overstuffed chairs and concessions that weren't being used. And they said we could use it whenever the basketball team didn't need it for concessions. Aside from being a place where people can erg and where all the crews can erg together, it's kind of a message area, a home base thing where we put workouts and news and regattas, information. We have some pictures of crews that did well, things like that. Just a place where people can see that Rice Crew does exist, and it's a pretty cool sport.
I was treasurer last year, so I know a fair amount about the money that goes through Rice Crew. And crew is a very expensive sport. Each one of the shells can run you $15,000. Each oar is $250. The machines we train on are $750. Some of our money comes from the hyper department. There's a operating budget, and most of the rest we fundraise. We do lots and lots of fundraisers. We charge high dues. They're $65 a semester, so each person has to spend $130 just to row. We park cars at the stadium for big football games. We clean up the stadium after some football games. In the spring, we do Rent a Rower, where you go out into the Rice area and Rice community and basically do manual labor. We have an ergathon where we erg for 24 hours and get pledges for that, which brings in money.
Everybody here should have signed up for an hour for the ergathon. The way the ergathon
pledges. It's very easy to say somebody you want to give $1 or $2, or you can just write out a check. You are responsible for $40 in fundraising. Our regatta is this Saturday, and we are going to be sending most people down at 7:30. We're meeting at Love at 7:30. We go down there. Our first race is at 9:30. You're expected to be there basically all day, and there is a group of about 6 people that needs to go down at 6:30, and then there's going to be a group of about the same number of people who are going to have to remain in a course. Ellie, Brian, and Cyrus.
Rig them up, which is just putting in the seats, the shoes, putting on the riggers, and then we have to pitch and spread them, which means that we make sure that everything's set right.
The experienced men have their own blowers, and they have them rigged according to their height, their wind strength, all that. So we have the same thing. And people also have preferences on their handles. If they like to chop them up so they have more friction.
Yeah, everybody else uses a wrench, and they just like kind of scrape the end a little bit to roughen it up. I'm the only one who, I mean, the grooves here are really deep, and a lot of them are pretty rough, so I guess the calluses on my hand have built up, and they've gotten used to it, so that's what I'm used to now. And the U.S. national team does it, so I figure, I mean, I'm taking an example from the best, so that doesn't hurt either.
4 seats, 4 foot stretchers, 4 riggers, and a coxswain. You're ready.
Before you go out, you got to weigh in for the coxswains to make sure that you make weight so that each coxswain on each boat's minimum weight. For men's boats, it's 120 pounds. For women's, it's 110. I just got back from weigh-in, and I obviously did not make weight. And I'll have to carry those in the boat just at my feet or something. You usually want to keep them as low as you can in the boat and still, so it doesn't wiggle around and cause extra problems. But
how much extra weight do you have?
This is 15 pounds. So I weighed in at 105 because I'm a men's cox.
Okay. And she said, do not take them.
So this is Rice and UT and Tulane. And the UT, both men and women, are coming, which is a little bit of a trick because the UT women have turned varsity. And so they actually operate kind of separately from the men, so hopefully all UT and Tulane and Rice will be here.
Okay, if you hold the map like this, you see where the circle is. That's where you are. You are right here on the map. So you're very close to the finish line. As a matter of fact, the finish line is what you see over there. The finish line judge is standing in that gazebo-like thing over there on the pier. And if you look at the buoys out there, that marks the lanes.
Permanent. Okay.
Like 15 strokes sandpaper.
Look at all that.
After those.
Okay, where do we want to start our sprint? She's smiling.
Well,
they're down there.
Yeah, they do look further now.
Definitely by those buoys, I think.
Do you think we should sprint?
That's like 500 meters.
For there?
It's like 250.
What do you mean?
You are so full of it. From
Whatever.
buoys
That's not a huge sprint. It is a huge sprint.
Okay, then
Where's
certainly
Herman
by
and
the
Mark?
dock.
Yeah. So
Hey,
like
Herman and
somewhere
Mark.
halfway in between.
Where are they?
Okay.
Like the dock.
Halfway in between those two.
Halfway in between the first dock and the buoys.
Because this dock here, well, maybe about 4.
So I was thinking like 15 strokes. I was thinking like 15 strokes after those buoys.
Like you want to get the sprint just right so that people aren't gonna like die at the end, but so that you maximize like time you're going fast, you know. So it's important where you start your sprint.
Where are you thinking about starting it?
Well, we're gonna start at 10 to 15 strokes after those buoys.
Okay.
And then the finish line is the red buoys down there. They're the orange.
In order, 2-lane, UT, then Rice. At the finish line, we have the starting referee will catch the time when the race starts. He'll follow the boats all the way down. We've got a flag referee here, Mike Appel, who will have a flag, orange flag raised. When the bow of the first boat crosses the finish line, he'll drop the flag, and I'll start my stopwatch to catch the deltas for the continuing boats. When the next boat comes across the finish line, Mike raises his flag. I'll catch the lap time there. When the next boat comes across, he drops the flag, I'll catch the boat there, and so on until all boats cross the finish line.
Let me get Rice out of the way and we'll get you guys out.
Hold on, Harms. Hold on.
That was a miserable, very badly done race for several reasons, I think. We, right off the starting line, clashed oars with the Texas B boat in lane 4. I'm not sure what happened there, if we were out of the lane or if they're out of the lane. But okay, so and so we lost a boat length and a half, probably boat length to Tulane and the UTA boat right off the start. And then we had some steering problems around the poles and also around the dock area up here. And we're also kind of out of control because we haven't rowed together for, you know, a week, 2 weeks almost, seriously. So some of the ending wasn't so good. The body, I thought the body between, say, 1,000 and 1,500 was pretty good. Some good rowing though. I was happy with that. Wasn't too smooth other than those 500 meters though. It's a learning experience. We'll go out and get them in the mixed men's 8 here later on in the day.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, we're doing that.
You guys like Big Daddies?
crew has a big problem because, sorry.
And a coxswain. You're ready.
It did. You just filled the lake up some more.
The lake does need some fresh water, doesn't it?
All the time. For the fish.
So fresh water.
You're not rowing on the water. It's really easy to lose the feel. Shit. Jesus. Ew. Big, nasty, stingy bug. It's...
I was just thinking, it's a brand new leaky on the creek. It's not the door. It's a bug.
Actually, today is a special day because it's Rice Cruise Regatta. It's all about racing and all about speed and all about fast boats.
Awesome. You guys saw that, right? You should have taped that. Did you see Eric Heine, or what's his name? Heine. Eric Heine, whatever.
Yeah.
Getting with his little Buddha cup, and he'd grab it like this and start sucking on the straw and go.